How's it going? This is Hoiman, and today we're taking a look at the Robot Spirits Kingana figure. So this is the front of the box. No window display, just a nice image of the figure itself. Well, both figures, the Gatiko as well. And then down here you have some Bandai logos, the series that the figure is from, what number this figure is, and then the Robot Spirits logo itself. On the side, you have an iconic pose of the figure. Now on the other side, you see some characters from the anime as well. And in the top, there's like a small window to see into the figure. And bottom, another nice image. And then the back. And this is what's interesting, because the window is actually on the back of the figure where you can see inside. And I'm not really sure why they went with this method, because usually the window is at the front, but I'm really not sure why they chose to have it on the back this time around. I don't know, maybe it's to make it more unique, or I'm not really sure, but I guess overall it still works. So you can see into the figure, and then you have some more images of the figures as well. And then showing what the figure comes with the accessories. And down here you just have some Japanese legal stuff. But yeah, that's it for the packaging. And to open, you just simply open from the side. Like so. And then you just pull the figure out. So firstly, the figure comes with an instructions to show what the figure comes with and how to operate the features, like swapping the face, the weapon, and so on. And how to set up the rings as well. Yep, that's it for the instructions. So here's everything that you get inside. So you can see what the figure overall looks like and all its accessories. And to open the packaging, you just simply slide the front cover off like so. Just slide that out. So here we have the figure itself. And again, it's very nicely sculpted. All the details that you expect are there. And all the colors as well. It's just very bright and colorful, really pops out. And then all the paintwork is very clean as well. From what I can tell, there isn't any paint defects or anything like that. So for articulation, he's got a ball joint in his neck, so he can look down, not too much, and he can look up, again, not too much, mainly due to the design of the character and the sculpt, so his head's quite limited. And it's very little tilting action, and then can also look left and right. But because of the design on the neck here, it does get a bit restricted, but you should be able to pull off most of the poses you want still with the head. And then for these tube parts or hair or whatever you call them, they're on standard ball joints, so you can move them in and out, up and down as well, and then swivel them. And that's the same for these bottom parts as well. So in and out, up and down, and swivel. And it actually looks like these bottom parts is actually connected by one joint. So you move one piece and the whole piece moves. So I guess that's quite interesting. And then for the shoulders, it's on a standard ball joint, like so. No butterfly action or anything, it's just solid. So all the movement is just in the ball joint itself. So raise his arm about that much, go forwards and back, and has a swivel as well. Like this part of the joint inside here can swivel. So you get a bit of action there, but if not that, you get a swivel on the bicep as well. So you can really swivel that around. And then the elbow is on a double joint, but you can really only manage about just a little over 90 degrees. So a bit restricting due to the design, but again, you should be able to get the poses you'd want. And then the ball, the wrist is on a double ball joint. So that will just move about like that. So you can still get quite a lot of range of motion with the hands. The torso is on a double ball joint, one in the torso, one at the waist. So you can really just move them about just like so. So you can move forward about that much, not too much due to the armor here. And then, but you can lean back a bit more. And that exposes some more paintwork and details in there as well. And you can move the figure side to side and swivel as well. And this belt piece, it is on a hinge, so you can just move that up and down. And then for the hips, similar to the shoulders, they're just on a standard ball joint, so you can move the legs about that far apart, which is actually quite a lot considering his design. And then you can move them back and forth as well, just like so. And then can swivel them as well. And then these pouch parts are on ball joints, so you can move them around and then pose them however you want. And then for the knees, they're on a double hinge as well. But again, due to the design, you need to get about over a 90-degree bend. And that's on both of them. And they're nice and tight as well, so that's nice. And then the ankles, they appear to be on just standard ball joints really. So because of its design and how much this comes over the front of the foot, it's really pretty much restricting any movement at all. I mean, you can get a little bit side to side and then back and forth as well. But because of its design, you're not really going to get too much movement from it. And then the toe, there's a hinge as well. So that's nice to have. So considering its pretty unique design, he still has all the articulation that you expect the robot spirit figure to have. So you should be able to get all the poses that you'd want the figure to be in. But yeah, that's the figure itself. Let's have a look at the accessories. So for accessories, the figure comes with 2 fists, which come included on the figure in default. And he comes with 2 open hands for posing. I like how the last 2 fingers are connected, adds more character. And then he comes with 2 hands to hold his weapon. This one's to hold the weapon for the sword, and this one's to hold it as a gun. And then moving on, we have his weapon itself. So, not really much paint work. It's mainly just the standard grey, really. But the blade itself does have some orange and some red, so brings out the sculpt a bit more. And again, the colours are very bright, so it's very eye-popping. And then he also comes with an interchangeable blade without the saw. And to swap that, you just simply pull on the blade. It does take a bit of strength to do. Yeah, like so. And then grab the new blade. You just See how there's like a little groove here? You have to line it up with the shape inside, and then you just simply carefully push straight forward, and there you go. And also with the weapon, you can attach it to King Gainer's belt as well. So you have this kind of groove here, and that shape just simply slides into this shape here. So that just slots in. And it's not like a super tight fit, but it's definitely snug on there, like it won't fall off or anything. So that's quite a cool feature. And then he also comes with an interchangeable face, which is, I guess this is the angry expression. And to change that, you just simply grab the, I guess the forehead part. You just gently pull that off. And then there's a groove here for the face. You just simply tug on it. Of course, he doesn't want to come off now that I'm on camera. But yeah, anyway, I'm sure you get the idea. I'll show you the different faces once I start taking the pictures. And then he also comes with the Gatika. So again, it's very nicely sculpted. And then what paint there is on, it's very clean. Not really any paint defects anywhere. And then for the articulation, the arms are on ball joints, so you can move them, rotate them about, move them back and forth. Same with the other arm. And the legs itself is just on swivels at the hips, so you can only kick them back and forth. And then no articulation on the feet or anything. So for the most part, it's mainly a statue, but I guess it's still nice to get some articulation. And then you also get the pilot of the Gatika. It's just one solid white. Not really any articulation at all. And he simply just sits in the seat like so. And it's actually a very snug fit. There. He's not going to fall out or anything. So that's cool. And then you also get the rifle weapon as well, to go with the Gatika. And I can show you some pictures of the Gatika holding the weapon. And then he also comes with some attachments to attach the rings. So this basically attaches to the hole in his back, and then you can attach these parts. You get 3 of these. So you get 2 of these, and then, well, you get 3 of them, but they're all different lengths. And then they all just attach onto the stand itself. And then for these grooves, you attach the rings. And then finally, he comes with the rings themselves, and they are just like a translucent plastic, really. They're like bendable and stuff, but I mean, they look quite nice. And then they also come with the various characters from the anime doing their iconic dance. So you just pose them together with King Gainer. So my final thoughts on this figure: if you're a huge fan of King Gainer or the anime itself, then I highly recommend getting this figure. I mean, I didn't really understand the anime all too much, but I really do like King Gainer's design. I mean, it's because of this character in particular is what made me watch through the anime. So even though I'm not like the biggest fan of the anime, I'm a really big fan of the design of this character, and therefore even me just liking the design for the most part, I really enjoy this figure. But if you enjoy the character and the anime, then again I highly recommend getting this figure. He's still around the regular price of a robot spirits. He hasn't gone up or down too much, so but I still recommend if you do plan on getting him, rather get him earlier. But I don't know, maybe he might come down in price in the future. But yeah, that's my review on King Gainer. Thank you for watching and enjoy some pictures.